Although gone, but still very much fresh in our minds and memories. Today we're going to be talking about Mohbad. Mohbad, a Nigerian musician who passed on mysteriously, and his case is still in court up until today. And as I speak to you, he hasn't been buried. He is still lying in a morgue after autopsies were being conducted on him which were actually inconclusive. You can imagine the torture he has been through. Being buried for 9 days, right? And exhumed. And then, ever since then, since 2023, he passed on the 12th of September 2023. This is 2025. His body is still lying down in the morgue. As in, before an autopsy is conducted, you may have been dissected and all of that. So you can just imagine. So while all of this is going on, there've been so many cases, as in they've been taking them to court, trying to judge the case because a lot of people were called out to be part of his demise, to have caused his demise and the rest of it, of which his wife is included. And then his father said the son that he left behind is not his son, that a DNA must be conducted. And his wife also stood on the fact that his father-in-law hasn't been supportive and that he wants the downfall of the wife and his grandson. And then again, a recent video, the man came out saying that he never bought a land for Mohbad. So why should Mohbad buy a land for his son? Because there's a land that actually was bought for Liam, Mohbad's son, in Liam's name. So the father, Mr. Joseph Aloba, said, why? Why will Mohbad buy a land for his son when he, that is his father, never bought a land for him? Is that even supposed to be a problem in this time and age where people are trying to buy assets and make their children comfortable? If during your time you didn't have the money to do so, you do not expect your children to follow your pattern, or do you? Alright, so you guys are going to be the judge in this video. It's going to be a very long one. Just be patient and just watch it as we go on. You can see how lively Mohbad was from the video you watched from the beginning. He was a lively person, full of life, full of energy, and so much talent. He was good at his craft, which is music, and very creative. But the world and the wickedness that lies within refused to allow him live the life that God has destined for him. He was just 26 when he was quiet, but we thank God for life so far. So after a year plus, getting to 2 years now, there are still arguments on who did and who did not do by Mohbad, a lively young guy. Before we go further on this video, you all are highly welcome back to my channel. This is Jonabogo Ruben's channel. If it's your first time here, you haven't subscribed, please look down, you see a red subscription button, click on it, and also beside there is a notification bell, also click on it so you always get notified whenever I post a video. A young man full of life. So this is his friend Spending, who is also calling out Wunmi, saying Wunmi is not saying the truth in all her interviews that she attended recently, because she was interviewed by TVC, Arise, and also by Chudi, after lots of corona inquests have gone down. So Spending was Mohbad's friend, childhood friend, until they grew up together, So he's saying that after all the interviews that Wunmi had attended and said all she could say about the whole thing that happened to her husband and how her father-in-law is demanding for a DNA, of which she has accepted, but he gave her a condition that if the DNA is being conducted, it shouldn't be posted on social media. So Wunmi said, no, you have already berated me as a woman that is promiscuous online. So if I'm going to do a DNA, then I have to publicize it on social media so everyone can see that this boy is actually Mohbad's son and not the other way around. So after all the interviews, Spending came out online and said, dear Wunmi, I have been watching all your recent interviews and narratives, most of which are not true. I will take you back to the event on the 10th of September and will file in from when Prime Boy left, and it was just yourself, Mohbad, Dorosha, Liam, OG, the driver, and myself left to go home in the Prado Jeep. After Prime Boy left, on our way home, while you and Mohbad were arguing, you dumped Liam and started crying and yelling. I had to pick him up to pacify him at the same time, trying to separate you and Mohbad as you were locked up with Mohbad strug- struggling his clothes despite the injury he had sustained from the show. You kept screaming and cursing Mohbad. Even Dorosha intervened, asking you guys to stop. Your argument was to extent of you threatening to end Mohbad's career like Lil Fresh career was ended by his girlfriend. You even wanted to get out of the car when we almost reached home, but we all had to cajole you not to do and to come home with us. I wonder why you have conveniently never narrated those parts in your interviews when asked that you take us back to the last moment of Mohbad's life. If na you go talk. That's a question. Now you go talk. Everybody wants to be the king. Everybody wants to be on the safe side. He goes on to say, I know how badly you used to treat Mohbad, and you are out here claiming to have a loving relationship, while in reality it was toxic. It's not as you are going around claiming to be. The last time I saw Mohbad at about 11 a.m. Monday morning, before I left the house, he was alive. The next thing I was told of his demise the next day. I saw his dead body outside the hospital of Asapa, London. I was devastated, in shock, and it was unbelievable seeing him lying there. He goes on with his narrative. I don't know how we got here, saying you don't know if they sent the nurse, who sent the nurse. Please let us know. Or if it was by mistake you were there, right? You clearly know you are not being honest. Before I left the house, Bami further requested for the nurse number and I gave it to him. I did not voluntarily give the number to him. Okay, so now we know that Spending was the one that actually gave out the nurse of the number who was called to come and treat Mohbad. He continues, in your interview with TVC, you claim to have given first aid. Let me remind you, all you did when we got home was to continue to shout at each other upstairs in your room. It was Bami and I that went to the chemist to get ointment and Bami treated him. Later, about 11 a.m., Mohbad asked me if I had a nurse as his nurse was not available. I contacted mine and there was no response. Okay, are we hearing the story? Meanwhile, I have always wanted to ask this question. I know that you threw a white ETC on Mohbad's coffin. What was your purpose of doing so? You claimed to be protecting him. Why didn't you protect when he was alive, when he needed help? You were looking at him suffer in pain and cursing him at the same time. Now the year story, but all this one they did not say from the beginning. Is now everybody's calm and opening up. The young man continued. The only crime I committed was dropping the number with Bami. I wasn't there when Bami decided to call the nurse, and neither was I there when he was being treated. Also, you are claiming that we are being coached by Mr. Joseph Aloba's lawyer on what to say. I hope you have evidence to support your allegations. All I have come out to say is that is the truth. The world and those who the truth would appreciate if you can do the same. Wunmi, I honestly don't know what you are trying to hide and why you are trying to so hard to throw the innocent ones under the bus with all your inconsistent narrative, and also by removing yourself from all the crucial painful moments leading to the last moments of Mohbad's life. My brothers and sisters, the world is deeper than what we can explain. Spending did not stop here. He went on to explain. But everybody wants to cover themselves. Only a few people will say the truth. Spending continued. I will list them to mention a few. Number 1, you claimed Mohbad fight Prime Boy and that you never saw the fight at the coroner inquest. You were actually there. Number 2, you never mentioned your fight with Mohbad before he passed away. Instead, you claimed he apologized to you due to the fight with Prime Boy. Number 3, you claimed never to be there when the nurse gave him the 3rd injection. Wunmi, be honest. Number 4, you claimed to provide him with first aid when you never did. Bami did. Number 5, I am aware of a few parties you have attended. Why are you pretending you have not moved on? Not that you shouldn't live your life, but be honest. I left you with OJ, Mohbad, Ade West, Adura, Bami in the house. Why are you going around with all those false narratives? There is nothing wrong with you coming out to talk, but only if you are being honest. Wunmi, why? Why? Justice for Mohbad. So in one of the things that I read, Spending asked Wunmi to show her evidence that Mr. Loba has been the one telling them what to say. So this is Wunmi's evidence before we go further.
Spending mo lè pín sí ìpele méjì àbí mẹ́ta. Okay. 1, ṣé rí àwa yìí, àwa gbogbo wa yìí, àwa la pọ̀ sí ti spending. Ẹ má bínú, it's not an argument o. Èmi kàn fẹ́ sọ ni o, I might be wrong. Ṣé rí ìgbà tí àwọn èèyàn dáwó ká gba spending jáde? Quite well. Wọ́n mismanage àwọn owó, wọ́n give account fáwọn owó, but mission tó a fẹ́ fowó ṣe accomplish ẹ pé spending ó jáde. After tó jáde, nítorí ìtara pé wọ́n mismanage. Lọ spending yẹn mo lè pín sí ìpele méjì àbí mẹ́ta. Okay. 1, ṣé rí àwa yìí, àwa gbogbo wa yìí, àwa la pọ̀ sí ti spending. Ẹ má bínú, it's not an argument o. Èmi kàn fẹ́ sọ ni o, I might be wrong. Ṣé rí ìgbà tí àwọn èèyàn dáwó ká gba spending jáde? Quite well. Wọ́n mismanage àwọn owó, wọ́n give account fáwọn owó, but mission tó a fẹ́ fowó ṣe accomplish ẹ pé spending ó jáde. After tó jáde, nítorí ìtara pé wọ́n mismanage owó àbí àmọ́ bó ṣe ṣe owó, a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí drag spending. Àwọn ẹlòmíì tó extend ẹ̀ débi pé wọ́n drag ìyá ẹ̀. Whereas àwọn tó dá side, wọ́n wá wọ́ sí come here, let us àwọn wọ́n fẹ́ sin ẹ̀yìn o. Àwọn yẹn wọ́n kàn fún ẹ lóúnjẹ bí adìyẹ ní pọ́tì ni o. Tó bá fẹ́ pa wọ́n máa ń fún lóúnjẹ o. Irú ọmọ yẹn nǹkan tó bá sọ fún gbà mí, ọmọ 23 ni ọmọ kékeré ni o, tó dẹ̀ ní little brain. That's number 1, I might be wrong. Kíni yẹn náà ló tún wá lead sí number 2. Ìgbà tí Prime Boy tí spending fẹ́ jáde, lọ́ọ̀yà kan náà tó gba spending náà ló gba Prime Boy. Everything was going in line. Bóyá nítorí drag yẹn ni o, bóyá nítorí pé ọwọ́ ti wọ ọwọ́ ni o, àbí pé ọwọ́ ti wọnú brain yẹn ni o. Wọ́n fún lọ́ọ̀yà mi. Problem nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí spending lọ. Because ṣe látijọ́ tí wọ́n ti dájọ́ corona inquest, àtijọ́ yìí ni Odùmọ̀ṣù ló ti ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, ló ti ń mentor ẹ̀.
So ever since then, Wunmi has been sharing videos on her page on Instagram, one of which she said, "Here my father-in-law openly admits that he doesn't deny that Liam is his first grandson. According to him, Nigerians are the ones asking for the DNA," in a video she posted, of which I'm not going to share. So she went on to say, "This is the same method that was used for my husband. I know one day everyone sponsoring these people to keep coming for me while will be disgraced. When I give my father-in-law money, he begin change mouth. Something with the suspect, Kilo Degan. If I buy, who will take care of Liam? What do you want to gain in doing all this to us? Enough is enough. I am tired." Wunmi, the widow, comes out to cry out to the general public that she's tired, that this was the same method used on her husband, bullied and all that until he passed, that she doesn't want to go and leave their son in this world alone. She went on, "I want to set the record straight. The only argument I had with my husband was on our way home because I was upset that he fought with For we never argued in the house. When we got back home from the show, he was downstairs discussing the incident with his friends, including you spending, until around 6 a.m. I went straight to the room with our baby Liam, and he later came upstairs in the morning to apologize because he knew I was upset, which every woman would have done. Are you listening? Okay. She went on. I did not witness the fight he had with Prime Boy. I ran to the other Prado to get help, and by the time we arrived, he was already injured, and the glass was broken. I was not fully present when the nurse arrived, and neither were you, so I do not understand how you have so much to say. So this is Wunmi defending all that Spending has said from the beginning of the video. I hope you guys are following. A very interesting story for a man that was, as in, where they do and woto, they punish and where they do and strong things. He come by the wife and him guys. They say they argue till tomorrow. Let's continue. Wunmi is still talking, and so she goes on to say, I never claimed to have given him first aid. I only said I massaged his hand with rub and gave him the paracetamol that Dorosha and Bami got. I did not even know you went to the pharmacy with them until I saw your write-up. You were good to my husband, and I respected you for that, but I never accused you of anything. I only stated the fact. Okay, so Wunmi is saying now, giving accolade to Spending, saying that Spending was a nice guy to her husband. She never mentioned him in any wrong way, but she was just stating the fact. Now, why Spending is coming to talk is the fact that Wunmi is not saying that everything. Even you will talk. Let's still find out. Wunmi continues. At the inquest, you lied that you had never seen me cook for my husband, even though I served you rice on Monday before you left. You also lied about us fighting on the way home, just as you did in this write-up. You need to tell the people coaching you that the game is up. From now on, it is fire for fire. I know you loved my husband, and I do not wish you harm, but I will not let you defame me any longer. This is a woman standing up for herself and for her son. I think she's stronger now because it's over a year now, and she hasn't been talking all the while. They've been dragging her on social media and all platforms. She hasn't said a word, but this year 2025 she came out strong and healthy and has been granting interviews, and this is one of the things she's reporting on her page right now as we speak. She goes on to say, you are only doing this because of the DPP's advice. If there was no advice, you will not be speaking now. The same people coaching you have also said they will coach the nurse to lie against me, so I will not be surprised if she does. You are here spreading lies as if they did not contribute money for you on a TikTok platform yesterday evening. These same platforms are the same ones who do not have my best interest at heart and have been making my life a living hell. They even contributed money for him on which grounds? Is it to do corona inquest, a bit to find out what really happened to Mohbad? A lot is going on under the carpet that we do not know until we watch videos like this and listen to all that has been written before we get more insight into it. So please don't leave until you see the end, and please subscribe, like, and share this particular video. She continues, the money was contributed last night and you made this post last night too. You are simply delivering what you have been paid to say, and I am not surprised. Do not forget that you have already written your statement at the police station. Wunmi is ready for all of them. Thank God she's a strong woman. Alright, so she said, you've heard already. No, not like she wasn't there, but she went out to look for help when her husband and Prime Boy were having their battle. She went to look for help, so she was not there when he broke the glass. He hit his hand on the glass that the glass got broken. She only came back later on and discovered that her husband was already injured. And she never said she gave him first aid. She only said she gave him paracetamol and massage the hand. That's still first aid, and that's what the other boy is trying to say. Let's continue. She goes on to say, you know, my husband and I had a beautiful relationship. Spending, you know, your reason for paddling lies is what is beyond my comprehension. No one would bully me again, not in this life, not even in the next one. If you come to 10 times, Omaomi, I will come 25 times. The reason for my silence all this while was because I was gathering courage, and now I have gathered it, so keep it coming. My God, she's so ready for every one of them. This is a serious matter right now, you guys. She goes on to say, from now henceforth, I refuse to be bullied. You all want to silence me, but me, from the moment my husband passed, a lot of people have been against me. They started from DNA, and I have been ready since 2023. Hey, me onigba, she said, I will not take it again this time. That's what she meant by me onigba. So she said she has been gathering courage. You can just imagine from 2023 September 12th that the Basbo started immediately. As in his burial was announced, Basbo started dragging her up on 2025. But she said now she's ready. She has gathered a lot of courage. Then she goes on to say, you and others, including Prime Boy, have constantly defamed me on social media. Yet I have not said anything bad about any of you. The only issue I had with my husband was that I was angry he fought. We never argued in the house. Even my father-in-law's spokesperson admitted on TikTok that all the suspects were coached on what to say. And that is exactly what you are doing. So again, I am not surprised. You're going to be listening to another voice note that Spending was being coached, aside from the one you heard the one you heard already. There's another one ahead of this video that Spending and the rest of them were being coached, and the lawyer was also being coached, and you're going to see the lawyer's face. She goes on to say, I must leave. My baby Liam too must leave. If it's the last thing I do, I will protect my baby till my last breath. You all will not bully me like you bullied my husband. I will not allow it. Enough is enough. This confidence that I have gathered, it hasn't been an easy one, and none of you will take it away from me. Because it's not easy to write all these things though. There are lots of people after her. In her interview, she actually mentioned that the Malians are still coming after her, and that she's just trying to be strong for herself and for her son. And she also said they've been sending her messages that are not so good, that will make you be afraid for your life and that of your son. But she's still not giving up. She's standing strong. She also said on the day Mohbad was being laid to rest, before they went and exhumed him, they wanted to carry her son away. She had to put the boy in a nylon to take him away from there. She goes on to say, my father-in-law has refused to take the test, yet you all blame me and make it seem like I am the one holding back. If you are ready in the next 2 hours, I am ready. It took me a lot to get here. You all made my confidence dry. Yeah. Wow. It took her really a lot to get here. She's been opening up a lot. If you go to her page now, she has deleted all the pictures she posted before. You know, her page hasn't been active. In short, as a matter of fact, on the day her husband passed, and immediately they began to drag her on social media. That was on the 13th, I mean on the 14th of September 2023. She deactivated her account. She deleted everything that was in it and stopped posting. They really milked her dry. They said so many things against this young girl. She's been strong, but now she has come back, like she said. She continues, and from now on, every single one of you, everybody, I mean every person should stop desecrating my husband's legacy. He was a good man, a very good man. And he has a son who will grow up to read all the terrible things you have said about him. Recall that in my previous video, Dorosha actually brought up the video. You know, Dorosha was supporting Wunmi from the beginning. He never said anything bad. He said he was actually the one that prepared the noodles they ate on that day that Mohbad passed. It wasn't Wunmi, because they were trying to say Wunmi put something in the Indomie. So now, all that happened. Dorosha was in good terms with her initially, but right now, he changed. Okay. I started bringing out videos of the house and everything that happened, saying that Wunmi actually fought with his brother on that particular day. So she also went on to bring another evidence of the spokesperson of her father-in-law, Aziz Ilorin, aka Gurazi. So this is the man's face. She said this is her father-in-law's spokesperson. The next voice you're going to be listening to is the voice of Spending, the first statement he made, saying that Wunmi wasn't there when Mohbad and Prime Bomb had the fight. This was his first statement before he later changed. So Wunmi recorded it and kept for this particular moment as evidence. You guys watch and please subscribe, like. Rest in power, Mohbad. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Bye.